This violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this corner out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You're listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Blame Your Brother. This is episode 111. That's right, 111. We are here, ready to rock and roll tonight. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out in the live chat. If you're here every Thursday night, 8 p.m., blameyourbrother.tv. Go check it out. You will enjoy it. And if you're checking it out in the podcast format, we appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. There are three of us that come to you every week that do this show. I am one third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, Nick Nickum, the spiritual midget, Nashville, Reddit, human garbage. And I am joined by this man who sits to the left of me. It's my brother. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? It is the one, the only Ron Jeremy's bastard child, Mr. Palo Santo, and of course, the smash mouth of podcasters, LeBron Safety Pin checking in.
There you go. And I'm also joined by this man who sits to the right of me in all ways. It is John.
Hey, everybody. John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. The Clown. Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman. They do. Okay, he's a madman.
All right. So that's three of us that come to you every week. We're going to talk about pop culture, news, politics, society, all kinds of fun things. So stick around. Check it out. Hopefully you enjoy it. And we start every show about the same way. Like we say a bunch of crazy things. We don't do much research. So we do have to come back and apologize. We have to make retractions, omissions, all that. So here we are. We start with Lee. Is there anything from episode 110 you need to apologize for?
There's something that I really have to apologize, and that's for looking so damn good in that wig. I know you guys were struggling, with your image, but, I was clearly... I know for those that only do the audio show, I'm sure you could hear it in my voice, but wigs for life, man.
Wigs?
I'm on board.
All right, there you go. John, anything stood out for you from last week's episode you need to get off your chest there?
No, I'm glad I'm out of that mustache.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yeah.
If you don't know, last week we had to wear wigs and Miami Dolphin jersey shorts. That'd been something else. Miami Dolphin jerseys because we lost a bet with Sal of not playing stupid. So go check out that video if you missed it. I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. It was quite comical at the time. People enjoyed it in the live chat. So there you go. Okay, so I guess Michael Anthony did point something out this week that
No, kid, no.
Yeah. I guess we were talking about, I don't really remember talking about this, but obviously he mentioned it, so we did. He says from a tweet, in the 44th minute of episode 110, David called the Brett Kavanaugh hearing a trial. It is not a trial. It is a congressional Supreme Court confirmation hearing under the advise and consent role of the Senate. So I apologize. It feels like a trial, but I didn't know we talked about that, truthfully.
You got put on blast.
I kind of steered clear of the Brett Kavanaugh thing. It's very decisive, and we didn't get into it, so I don't know. Whatever.
You got like someone like looking over your back at you, bro.
I know. Michael Anthony is here to correct me in all things, so we appreciate that. And we'll get to the memory of the week from him later on in the episode. So there we go. That pretty clean episode. We did good. It was fun. So we're going to get moving on toward episode 111. So, Lee, anything happened to you this week that's worth mentioning?
Man, there's things I can't even talk about on air, but there is one thing that I will mention. It was like a wrongful conviction day. Were you aware of this?
Nope.
It was like a day for people that had been wrongly convicted and imprisoned in jail. And imprisoned, basically. So Micah Wyman was actually hosting the event. So I went up to Twin Kegs, which is, if you've never been to Twin Kegs, you may never go. But if you do, it's a delightful little kick and stab, if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But no, it's very roomy. It's very fun place to hang out. But there was like victims that came up and talked about being wrongly imprisoned for like years. And then they got their name cleared. So they were collecting donations for the Center for Wrongly Convicted. So they provide legal services for inmates that have been wrongly convicted. And there was actually one lady that came out that her son had been wrongly convicted. And, she's telling the story. She was asking for support. She was like crying. They did some music. It was a fun time. I don't know.
Okay. Who was there? I mean, was there like any performances or was it just
Oh yeah, 'cause Shauna Armstrong was the headliner.
comedian?
She's a musician.
Okay.
If you've never seen her, you should really check her out. She's very, very talented.
Okay. Well, there you go. Sounds cool.
I don't know. What would you do if you were wrongly convicted?
Well, I'm actually, I would cry every night. I'm listening to Serial, the podcast, which is really one of the better podcasts out there. And this season of Serial, they're looking at the Cleveland court system. And already one of the episodes is about a guy that was wrongfully convicted, apparently. You know, there's no concrete evidence. And he was in jail for a year for the murder of a young child. So it does happen. You know, a lot of things happen where police get someone in their target. They don't want to let go, and that's who they go after, whether the evidence sometimes stacks up or not. So it is unfortunate. You know, I did go to college for a little bit. I know that may surprise a lot of our listeners, but I did go to college for a little bit, and I remember I took some criminal justice classes, and in the first day of Intro to Criminal Law, our professor, who was a very left-leaning guy, he said, we live in a system where we would rather see 8 people that committed a crime walk away than rather see 2 that didn't go to jail for it. So he says that's the system we live in. And unfortunately, I mean, you know, probably 2 out of 10 are wrongfully convicted. I don't know what to do. Like
The guy said there was like they estimated anywhere from 1 to 10%.
Yeah.
And he was like, if even it's just like 1%, that's like 250,000 people in America.
No, it's bad.
That are like wrongly incarcerated. The one guy that's still in prison, he actually got out, and then for like 3 to 6 months, they thought he was in the clear, and then they appealed it.
Oh.
And they came and picked him back up.
Whoa.
Threw him back in.
Yeah, it's not a perfect system. I mean,
so you get out, and then they're like, would you get money for that, or do they
you would sue? I mean,
do you think you would get anything though?
People generally get, I mean, not that it's worth it, but sometimes millions of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands. But is it really worth it? If you were in jail for 10 years and they give you $2 million, it's not worth it. And you've lost, if you have children, you've lost their entire childhood, gone. You can't get that back. I mean, just imagine if you had a 1-year-old when you went in, come back 11-year-old. I mean, you wouldn't know who the kid is. You know, he's basically lived his entire childhood, and you have no recollection. A wife, a girlfriend, a family. People die sometimes while these guys are in prison, and they don't get to the funeral. It's sad, you know. And I'm not, you know, I'm pro police to some degree, but I worked at the police department for many years, and I know that some of those are not the best guys either, and some of the detectives aren't the most well-educated people either, and you know, it's weird. We live in a system where detectives, who pretty much are the people who finger people to get, you know, into trial, sometimes they're idiots. I mean, let's be honest with you. Some of them are bright guys, but some of them aren't. Just like anything else in life, being a police officer there's not a lot to do to get into being a police
The
officer.
qualifications aren't super high.
No,
You just
not
have
really.
to be able to like run a 440, right?
Yeah, they run you a lot. Can you run? Like, how many people are running after suspects anymore? I mean, maybe we need to look at this across the board, that we need to get better people equipped to do this. But then again, who wants to do it? So it's kind of either way, you know, it's a catch-22. Like, I don't want to be a police officer. John doesn't want to be one. Lee doesn't want. I mean, so who really wants to be one? And generally people want to be one, or people.
I think it would be cool to be a cop.
Well,
especially if you were on the take, you know?
do it.
You could be like, you know, like stepping into the strip club and people handing you packages and stuff.
Yeah, you could.
For everyone that's listening, that's Lee Brewington saying those things.
You could be like running numbers and stuff, like license plates, like people like calling you up, like, I need a license plate. You'd be like, all right, man, here's my Venmo.
All right. Well, yeah, it's never too late. You're still eligible to become police officer.
Probably not anymore after that statement.
They probably wouldn't. Well, you know, actually, when you go be a police officer at Metro, they ask for all your social media accounts, passwords, and everything. And they log in and they do a deep dive on anything you've ever posted, any messages you've ever sent, anything. So, you know, as time is changing, it's part of the process. So I don't know, man.
So I got one more question for you. Could you do a stand-up routine for a wrongly convicted event?
I don't think so.
You couldn't get up and tell some some light prison jokes or
Like I was saying, could I do it?
Yeah.
No, probably not. I don't think so. But I mean, there's
that
people
didn't
out there
happen.
that
That
could.
didn't happen, by the way.
Okay,
but,
I was hoping they would have a few comics up there.
Yeah.
I mean, but,
Well, they
know,
normally do like the night is normally like an open mic or comedy hour.
we should have
so-
did open mic. We should have did 5 minutes up there.
Well, I'm planning on it.
Okay.
I've been talking to Micah Wyman. She's going to send me a web post.
What jokes you got? Like,
Wait, what to say? Is this true? Or
Yeah.
are you full of crap
throw
right
us
now?
throw us some.
I don't want to give out any of my material. Just
just a
you know.
little bit.
I'm more
taste.
of like a improver. You know, I like to play with the crowd. Like if I saw you in the crowd, I would just be rubbing my hands together. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be funny tonight. Look, Quasimodo done walked in.
Okay.
You gonna ring the
You gonna wear that
bell?
wig? Like Justin Bieber's up on stage.
Maybe I will.
You know, I've always wanted to do that, and I've written down some stuff, but I don't know. It's rough.
It's difficult.
I work with a guy that's a comedian. He is a very funny guy. Like he can come in, he can riff, he can do it, and he has everybody cracking up. So, you know, sometimes like you'll meet someone, they're very funny, and like, but that's not all it is. Like just because you're naturally funny doesn't mean you can do stand up either. It is a discipline. It is an
Yeah.
art as well.
Oh, you have to be confident. You have to be so confident. And Micah Wyman is like a lot of people come to open mic, and what they've done is they've told like a funny story to their friends, and they'll laugh.
Yeah.
And they'll get up there and they'll start telling the story, and it's just like tumble.
Bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where do you go?
Well,
You
I mean, a lot of those stories are funny because they know you. You get in front of this crowd, they don't know who you
That's
are,
true.
so it's
That's
not.
true.
so you
No,
gotta have
I
some backup material. You got something?
I had
You gonna do some puns or
Oh,
something?
here
no,
we go.
no, I
Fine.
had some material. I mean, back in the day, you guys know I used to like doing voices and stuff like that. I had,
Yeah,
Back in the
yes,
day?
John, we're well aware of
Yes.
Last week,
Go ahead, do one of your
but
voices real quick.
I had,
the
I
Jeff
had,
Dunham
I had a-
podcasting.
I had quite a few minutes of which cartoon characters were gay.
Oh, here we
So
go.
that's-
Woo, go
It's,
ahead.
that's just not
Stamp it.
probably. That's
Sheesh.
probably not.
Whoa, go ahead, tell
but,
us.
12 minutes in.
12 minutes
Here we
in.
go.
Where you at, Michael Anthony?
Go ahead, give us a little bit.
Well, I mean, the stand up worked pretty well up until I got to Yogi, and people got upset with me. So,
Well, who did you do before Yogi?
Snaggletooth was the highlight.
Oh my God.
Snagglepuss.
Oh, wait, was this like
Snagglepuss?
you're doing impersonations?
Yeah.
Well, you got to give us Snaggletooth then.
Jason Steen, timestamp.
Timestamp.
Go ahead, give us Snaggletooth.
Oh gosh, it's been so long since I had the material, so I don't remember exactly what I
well,
said in it.
maybe
but I
next
mean,
week. Maybe next
If
week.
I'll throw something in there in the middle of the show if I can think of something good to say.
Yeah, just randomly throw it in, John. That's a
No,
great
that's-
idea.
That's how I roll.
What about you? Anyway, did you do anything cool?
No, I've just been staying at the house, watching the child.
How's
playing,
that going?
Doing good. She's doing good. I'm playing a lot of Fortnite.
Chicken dinners?
People are bringing food over, so that's good as well.
No. On the wins.
Oh, I have not won at Fortnite yet. I came very close the other night. I was like so nervous. I was like third guy down. I was like killing people. The most kills I've ever done. I was killing it, man.
Were your feet sweating?
Everything was sweating. I was like so nervous. It's like the most nervous. It's more nervous. Like stand up or win Fortnite. Which one would be more nervous? Probably winning at Fortnite. I mean, stand up. It is what it is. But we
maybe
talk.
get your son to like give you a back massage just to relax you a little bit.
They're definitely in there
know?
chirping at
That's
me
what
the
I'm
entire
saying,
time, and
yeah.
I've told them I was like, you got to be constructive.
I tried to download. I didn't try. I succeeded in trying downloading Fortnite on my phone.
Yeah. Very hard on
You're
your phone.
not gonna win that game on your cell
Oh,
phone.
no, there's
no.
people that
No.
do.
No, not on their
Yes.
phone. Please.
Maybe. Well, there's a version where it's like 50 against 50,
Yeah.
and so yeah, you might be on the team that
Yes.
wins.
Yes.
But you're not gonna if you're playing like every man for himself or a team before.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win
Squads,
on
yeah.
a phone.
No, you're not going to win.
Sure.
Now, I did play me and my two children. I was on the phone and we played, and we came in like second place on squads.
That's what I'm saying.
was
Like if
pretty
you come in
awesome.
second, you can come in first.
It was pretty awesome.
You got to play the circle, bro. Anyway, from the chat, John, Jeff Dunham's going to be in Knoxville. You planning on a road trip?
No.
Oh.
Maybe you could meet him backstage and give him some of your snaggletooth. And maybe he could use you like a puppet or something. I don't know.
No.
Just
Do you know
saying.
how puppets work? Maybe you'd be into that.
Yeah, I did. That was the
But,
joke,
actually.
actually. But anyway, John, what did you do anything cool?
No, not really. We did
didn't
have
think
a poll, didn't we? On Twitter.
Will John end up joining QAnon? And the majority of people said you will. So
I didn't see that. I didn't see that poll. Where was that poll at?
Oh, I was sure Lee was one of the people that voted for it.
Oh, I definitely would have.
says, will John become a member of QAnon in the next few weeks? And 80% of the people said yes, yes, you will.
How many people voted?
Well, doesn't really matter, truthfully. Okay, 5 people voted, 150 people voted.
That one didn't get out much.
doesn't
I think,
really-
it
Is
got,
that 5?
I think the algorithm suppressed it. You know.
Yeah, QAnon was blocking that one. So if you didn't know, we talked about QAnon last week. So they were.
Well, I think the 2 people that voted no was thinking that John was already a member.
Oh,
So-
there you go.
Well, no, because
Okay,
I
so-
was one of the ones.
Has your coworker talked to you any more about it since last week?
No, he's been on and on about this Kavanaugh thing.
What's his thoughts on it? I mean,
He's
give us.
like,
give us-
oh, this lady, she I'm like, no.
Oh, no.
I'm like, why is he talking about it? It's,
I figure what can we even add to the conversation on the show? And absolutely nothing.
I really,
About Kavanaugh,
I really don't care.
at
this
okay.
point.
I will say this: no matter what you believe, whether you are left, right, middle, upside down, that man should not be appointed because he has been so controversial. They should find someone that's at least a little bit closer to the middle for everyone, right?
But that's not how it works. I
That's not
understand.
how
What
it
you're
works.
saying.
I get
but
what
that's
you're
the way
saying. That's what should be.
Should work.
Sure, yeah,
So
but that's
if
not the way
anything,
it
we should
works.
all agree on that.
Yeah.
Like this, let's okay, you tried your guy, who is a horrible person, by the way, but let's ignore that for a second. You tried your guy, it didn't work. Bring someone else up, you know?
I mean, there are plenty of people that claim to be riding that middle, but in reality, there's not very many people that make it to have a well-known stature that are in that middle ground.
Yeah.
There's got to be someone. No one knew who Kavanaugh was really before this. I mean, some people did, obviously.
Yeah, but the majority of people did not.
Right.
I mean,
I guarantee you can find someone out there.
well, he's going to get in. I mean, let's just face it.
If he gets in, I think we should go to the streets.
Well, then get ready to go because
I
the
might.
FBI study has been revealed, and it turns out nothing really came through. So,
Well,
I mean, that's the findings. I don't know. It's hard to say. This happened years ago. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't really say. What are you
that's what
gonna?
I'm saying. Like,
What are we gonna say
who
about
even
it?
cares about the whole part of it shouldn't even be taken into consideration. Like, the man should not be a justice before even all of that came to light. That's what I'm saying.
I don't really. Honestly, I'm like, I just don't give a damn.
I
at
really
this
don't
point. I
care.
don't really care.
You
It's not going to change my Sunday morning, my Monday morning, my Friday afternoon. It's not.
Lee, I mean, do you think it is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how is it going to change John's life?
The changes are coming, brother. You
What changed?
you reap what you sow, brother.
What did I sow?
So you talking about you personally? Are you
I-
talking about
I don't
John?
know.
John is going to reap what he sowed.
Yeah, we all are. This like
Oh, in life? Well, yeah.
this like non-caring attitude. Oh, it's not going to affect my life. You know, it definitely will. I'll tell you that right now.
How so? That's what I'm asking.
Because when the people in power can do whatever they want, they're going to oppress you, brother. It's just given.
What if the people in power are doing what I want?
That's not ever going to happen, John. Anyway, we
All
can
right,
move on.
There you go. Yeah, we can.
Kavanaugh.
We got
What
other stories.
What a happy topic.
Yeah, what a happy topic. All right. So that's what your buddy's talking about. I'm sure everybody on the right's talking about it. Right? I was watching The View because I'm at home and my wife has it on sometimes. and
Wait, you say that one more time.
I'm sorry, man.
Slowly.
The View, which
But
is,
no, is that what you said, though?
my wife has it on the channel.
I think you said I was.
Watching it.
Okay,
And
just
I
making sure.
And I become infuriated when I watch the show because it is so terrible. I don't understand how this show is still on. It's so terrible. I mean, it's so bad. But
Would
anyway,
you say it's the worst show
so
on
they
TV?
were. Yes, it is the worst
The
show
worst
to me
show.
on TV. And
Worse than Big Bang Theory?
of course they were.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
Oh yes,
definitely.
worse. They were talking about Kavanaugh, and I just said I'm done. I don't.
Oh, so they were pro, anti.
Anti all
For
the
sure.
way, man.
Yeah. So
Could've told you that.
So you have to look at the demographic of people that are going to be home at that time of day. Are going to be the people. That
Yeah.
are
What you
watching.
trying to say, Lee?
I don't know. It's like
What kind of people are home there?
It's like when you watch it.
time?
It's
the
like when you
ladies.
when you watch a broadcast TV show at night. The infomercials that come on, they're targeting people. TV is targeting people for sure.
Yeah.
So-
So anyway, So yeah, there we go. Well, we got better news stories than Kavanaugh and all that. Actually, I've blocked Kavanaugh on Twitter, so I'm not even aware of it at this point. But we definitely something that did
Smart
happen.
man.
Something that did happen this week, which we got a couple of things. But Kanye West has been back in the news again.
I love Kanye.
Oh, what?
He's the
what?
gift. I do love
No.
Kanye. He's the gift.
He's in the news?
He's the gift that never stops giving for news stories. And he was on Saturday Night Live this week. And he decided at the end of the program to give a rant, a 5 to 10 minute rant about how Trump was good for the country and people need to embrace this man and all kinds of stuff like that. So, Lee, you said you've watched this on the internet.
You're talking about the SNL.
Yes.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think people are definitely overreacting. Like, the man has already come out and said that he loves Donald Trump. And he said that what surprised me was he said that 99% of Hollywood is liberal and 99% of the news is liberal and they're going to attack anyone who's not.
That's true.
I don't necessarily agree.
Oh, that's
with
100.
that.
Oh, are you serious?
99%.
Probably 90%. I would.
But
say.
anyway, he's just doing his.
I'd give it a solid 80.
Yeah, I would say 75 at least. I mean, that's.
You really think the news is? Anyway, he was going off about that. He had on his MAGA hat, and they didn't want him to put it on, which I'm glad that he did. Anytime like this is like I can tell because David is the kind of person that if you tell him not to do something, he's gonna go do it.
I would say this legit. Yes, would I if I was Kanye West and I really wanted to push buttons, I would probably wear the hat. You're right, I probably would.
You gonna wear it on the show?
If you buy one, I'll wear it. Sure. I mean, I don't support the man at all, but I think it would be hilarious to wear the hat. And just because it does, to me, like punk rock in the 1980s wore shirts that really pissed people off. They had crazy things on it. This is like that thing today. Like,
so Kanye's punk.
I mean, he's like
modern punk
Against the establishment.
Yeah, he's against the establishment, and the establishment is anti-Trump. So, I mean, and I don't know if he believes this or not. I still, in my heart, believe that he doesn't give a damn. Is what I believe. No. But I believe if he wears the hat, people talk about him.
This is what it is. I'll tell you because I read up on it. He is pissed off.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to run for president, and all his friends told him that he could never win. And then Donald Trump won.
Okay.
And everyone told him that there was no chance, and he won. Yeah. So Kanye West feels connected to Donald Trump in that way because, like, he believes that Donald Trump goes and gets whatever he wants whenever he wants it. And
is Donald Trump Kanye West's spirit animal?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's the dragon energy.
I would say
it's the dragon energy.
So he did SNL, and then not only that, he went to a college university in Detroit and started jumping up on tables and ranting a raven that people need to leave Elon Musk alone, who we talk about as well quite a bit in the news. He actually this week stepped down as what? CEO of the company? I don't think we can probably hear this, but anyway, so what did he tell me about Elon? So he basically said he was going to try to take Tesla private, right? And when the stockholders heard this, they were pissed off. And so he got voted out as CEO of the company. Is that pretty much?
He committed fraud, is what the SEC has said.
How?
Because when you make a public statement to inflate stock prices and then cancel it, they consider that insider trader tampering.
Is he going to get in trouble?
Who knows? He's got a lot of money, so probably not.
I've told you before, this guy's not to be trusted. I said this many a times on the episode. I don't trust a man that's doing all these things for the good of society.
So I don't know if this is true or not.
Nobody's that good.
No.
What I heard was that
it is Lex Luthor in the comic books to a T.
Okay. What I heard was they had stock that they had some loans and some deals set up to where if the stock dipped below a certain price, they were going to recall them, which means they had to pay them instantly, and he doesn't have the money to pay it.
Oh, I thought he was a billionaire.
So he goes and does that because he knows if he does that, it will inflate the price. And then once the price is where he wanted, he said, oh, we're not going to do it. And if that's true, that is
insider trading.
I mean,
tampering, whatever it's called.
Huh. But it would be highly illegal to do so.
So Kanye and Elon are like buddy, right? I mean, these dudes are hanging out.
You think so?
why would he be ranting and raving, saying this guy's going to save us? We need to let him do what he wants to do. Leave him alone. He should not be held responsible for anything he says. We shouldn't be.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Kanye is on a lot lot of drugs in this video.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's on either that
think
or he's
if
off
he's
or he's not on enough. One of the
awake,
two.
then that qualifies him.
Do you think he's on like drugs or he's on medication?
Okay, so he's admitted bipolar, right?
Yeah, for
so he's
sure.
already he has manic episodes. In this instance, maybe he's not on drugs, but he's obviously in the middle. Like, it's not normal behavior for someone to jump on top of a table and start ranting, right?
Generally not.
It is for him.
but generally not. No, it's generally that's.
I mean, how many people have jumped up on a stage at an awards show to tell the person that won that somebody else should have won?
So here's the thing.
For
like,
him, no.
So
Exactly.
So people either through drugs or, body chemistry that have bipolar swings, and that means they're like 1 minute they're really high and the next they're really low, tend to get fixated on ideas and get very passionate when they're in either direction, really, right? So he sees Elon as like the pinnacle of science, the Lex Luthor thing, like that you're saying, and believes that's kind of the gateway to fixing all ills through technology, right? So
Okay.
he's just really feeling it in this moment.
Hmm.
That's what I think anyway. I don't have any evidence to prove that.
Does someone need to, I mean, honestly, does someone need to step in and help this man at this point? Like, that's, to me, I always look at these people doing this. Like when Britney Spears did it, I can't think of other people, but when people in the public eye start doing these things, a lot of time no one in their camp wants to come forward and speak about it, which is a little, it's kind of, to me, alarming in that aspect. Do you think he has anyone around him that's like, dude, you gotta stop doing what you're doing, man. Like this is really bad.
Is there
I'm
anyone in his
sure
camp
people
that
are
could be
telling him.
considered normal?
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably.
You think so?
He's probably got like an attorney or
I mean, he's tied into the Kardashians, so I mean, you gotta look at it like that as well. I mean,
who's the most normal of that group?
none of them.
So here's the thing that I ran into, and it's a lot of people in society attach success with celebrity, right?
Oh,
And
for sure.
they attach success with money, right? So as long as this guy is a celebrity or has tons of cash, yeah, he's considered successful. So why would he stop?
I don't. It just generally ends badly for these people when this happens. Like it
But
just.
who cares? A candle that burns twice as bright lasts half as long, right?
I guess so. I don't know. But does he have any points? Should we be leaving Mr. Elon Musk alone at this point?
No, we should not.
So we should. So
If you're going to be a celebrity, whatever he is, entrepreneur, then you're going to be in the spotlight. It's part of the territory that comes with it. It's like when we talked about Ninja not wanting to stream and people were like, leave him alone, or that's his business. It's like, no, you were making millions of dollars a month. You are in the spotlight.
Right.
That's part of your job now, is to be able to handle the spotlight. And if you can't, then you'll fall out of it, right?
Yeah, I guess
That's
so.
where Kanye is. And you know what really makes me angry about Kanye? Because I love Kanye's exploding, being in the news. His last album wasn't that good.
It was
He
good.
tried to sing on it, and it was not on key.
Eh.
He tried to sing, and it wasn't on key.
He did an entire album where he couldn't sing on key. 808s and Heartbreaks.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to put out a number one, if you're going to put out a hit single, a hit album where you sing, you have to sing on key, even if they
Not
auto-tune.
anymore.
If you're going to auto-tune it, that's fine. But he should, like you said, was nobody telling him, like, hey, Kanye, you're a little pitchy there.
I
No.
mean, at that point in time, who's going to be the guy that tells him, who's made so much money from producing and creating music, that he's wrong?
Someone has to, man.
Well, Jason said he thinks he's having a psych episode.
I mean,
so I
whatever.
don't know. We'll continue to watch him, and he's continuing entertaining. And like I said, the Trump stuff, I think in a sense it's good, because I think if we can get together and discuss these things rationally and say, well, hey, some people do like Trump that aren't murderous bastards, and some people hate him that aren't the same thing.
What if Kanye's actually a genius? What if he's doing all this stuff to buy time between albums to keep himself relevant?
I mean, a lot of people think Kanye is a genius.
I
A lot
think
of people
he's a
think that
genius.
he's doing all this as a publicity stunt.
I do.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
definitely wants to run for president.
I might vote for him. I think he's got my vote. Him
Okay,
versus
well,
Trump.
we could actually test this out.
Okay,
We could go somewhere and start jumping on tables.
go for it.
We could start having Elon Musk rants.
And you'll be arrested immediately.
We could start producing hip hop albums where we sing off key.
You could. No one will
It's
listen
brilliant.
to it. No one will listen to it. But
What do we just have to have like someone come in and make some dope beats?
It's got to be our 15th
chill
album, and all the other ones be really good first.
I mean, if Kanye's listening right now, which who knows?
Maybe.
Kanye, contact us. We want to work with you on the next album. We think it could be hot shit. Like us three and you get together, it changes the game.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, Kanye.
Can you-
I think we all can make
apologize.
each other stronger.
Can you imagine this
See what I
guy?
did there?
Next album, he announces, I've grabbed 3 podcasters from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm literally going to make them have a hit rap album. It would be the biggest thing on the internet. Like, it would probably break Twitter. People are like, what is happening? No rap experience whatsoever. No hip, except for John, who did it while he played drums one time. But it would be the biggest news story of the month. I'm not saying of the year because there's a lot bigger ones there, but it would be a big moment. So Kanye, call us.
Can we get like Kanye fat suits?
Yeah.
And then go around jumping on tables?
Check
and
it out,
ranting?
Kanye.
Yeah.
If you do this for us, I mean, if you could take us and make stars out of us, then what can't you do?
I say album covers
what I'm
all
saying?
3 of us wearing the Make America Great Again hats, and we're all in the fat suits like he does, and we just rap about Donald Trump. I'll do it. I will rap about Donald Trump for an entire hip-hop album if you, Kanye West, produce it. So
What if it's like sexual in nature, though?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I don't get
heard
Kanye.
us,
If
Kanye.
anyone
Hit us
knows
up.
Kanye West, get this episode to him and let him know that we talk about him all the time. And I love him. I've got your cologne. I've got your albums. I got them on vinyl. I love you, man. I hope everything's going good for you. Elon Musk, you can choke and die for all I care. But Kanye West, I love you, baby.
I love you too, Kanye.
All right. So what else we got here, man? We
All
got so this is a crazy story, and we talk about technology quite a bit on here, and how robots taking over is happening. I know people want to look past it and act like it's not happening. It is happening. This is out of Houston City, out of Canada. Houston City Council short circuits proposed robot brothel. So, number one, the headline, short circuits. I bet they thought that was very clever. But basically, an area in Canada wanted to open a robot brothel, a.k.a. prostitution house, where all the prostitutes were going to be robots. And you go in there, you pay pay the robot. I don't know
It's
how
probably
to
like quarter, like coin fed.
Okay.
Is the way I picture it.
And basically, the city council said, this ain't happening, not today. Like, you can ship them out to people, but you're not opening a place. But I'm telling you, and mark my word, if we die one day and this is still in the ether of the internet, this will be a reality in about 30 or 40 years.
It probably won't even be that long.
I guarantee
I
it.
think they're just bringing in it's just like Bird and Lime.
I mean,
scooters.
eventually there's going to be the Reno of Canada, and those people are going to move there.
They're just bringing in their own people.
It's just going to be the way it is. It's, number one, no more sexual assaults. But see, then you get into, if these robots start to get artificial intelligence, are they actually citizens or actually people?
You're making a problem that doesn't exist yet.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Yet.
It's
That's
gonna
the key.
happen.
Yet.
I'm telling you, it'll be the next big thing.
Is it just me, or does this robot look a lot like Alicia Cuthbert?
I
Well-
think that's what they do is they try to, like, realdoll.com, as someone posted.
Yeah, don't go there if you're at work. Please do not go there if you're at work. But if you're at home in your own safety, check it out. But do you think, realistically, robots one day will be prostitutes? for the average
They
Joe?
already are. They shut them
But
down.
I mean a brothel, man. I mean
They
a
already were. They shut
No,
them
it was
down.
a proposed.
No, proposed. They'd
That
actually,
means they never made it
No,
to that point.
There is
Yeah.
somewhere that you can go and pay money to have sex with a doll.
I mean,
So-
what would you call that? I mean, the real life is a bunny ranch. Was it a toaster ranch? I mean,
Not a toaster. A doll ranch?
So,
Oh.
would you ever? I know you were going to say no, but if you were single and you're in the future, and the Me Too movement's gone out of control, man, and the women have kind of taken a strong grasp, which they probably will, truthfully, of government, technology, and everything. Would you find yourself just going to these brothels just for pleasure ever?
I certainly hope not.
Well, I know we're going to say no because we come from an era where that's different. Like, we were around when actual brothels were like massage parlors here in town. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't, I'm not talking Las Vegas. I'm talking in Nashville in the 90s. There were massage parlors all over town.
I mean, there might still be. They're just
there's
being more
somewhere.
clever at
oh,
it.
they just shut one down a couple months
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
In Green
Do
Hills.
you have any names? There's so many. Like one in particular?
I remember
that you
Miko.
like?
Miko's was a
back in
big
the
one.
day.
And we actually have a mutual friend that would go there all the time. And actually, he was scared out of his mind when they raided the place, got the books, and he told me he was so scared they were going to go on there, look at the books, find his name, and then come question. They never did.
What did you? Did
Well,
he
he had a
use his-
popular name.
Did
so,
he use
I
his
mean,
credit card?
I think back then you paid cash. This was
Why
before
would he
credit.
not say he was Ron? What is it?
Because Lee, there was an expectation of privacy back then.
You don't slip your real name. Everyone
Jason
knows
Steen
this.
said they had rooms at the world's largest adult bookstore back in the day as well.
Yeah, I've been in there. I've seen those.
Oh, ow, ow, ow.
That's,
What? You been there?
I think I went with you, didn't I?
No, brother, you didn't go with me. Not where he's talking about. I didn't go and see the sex workers.
Oh, I
working
didn't see any of that.
Oh,
I just
okay.
saw
no,
the
I
booths
mean,
they had.
we played at a place that was right in front of it a lot.
there. Yes, in a band. Yes,
Yeah.
in a band. We played there quite a bit. Prostitution. Where do you stand on it? Yay or nay? Lee?
I mean, it's a fine line because I'm honestly pro, but there's an argument out there that, because I mean, here's the thing, like it's going to happen regardless. And what I want to happen is for people that actually want to do this to A, be able to take the most amount of the money for themselves,
Okay.
and B, be safe while doing it. So if legalizing achieves those goals, then I'm all for it. But if it makes it more dangerous or allows people to be taken more advantage of, then no, I would say definitely not.
I think we'd also have to take into strict consideration zoning rules too. I mean, you don't want to put a brothel or a bunny ranch or whatever you want to call it next to a school or a church or something.
Well, obviously, John, there's going to be...
I'm just covering all bases, bruh.
I mean, it's going to be just like an adult bookstore now, or, you know,
Okay,
something
John-
like a dispensary in
So,
Colorado
John,
or
are
something.
you pro or anti?
Well, I mean,
Prostitution.
we were last week after the show. We talked about
Uh-oh. Whoa,
we,
whoa,
we-
whoa.
we talked about abortion a little bit.
Okay, all right.
And how, you know, it's my body, it's my right type of
right. yeah.
argument. And
we got an 8-second dump button.
if we could
just in case.
anyway. So I mean, if that's the case, then if it can be set up in a safe environment, then why not?
Okay, so you're pro prostitution then.
Sure.
Okay. You know, prostitution starts with pro,
But-
so
but-
how
but-
can you not be pro prostitution? So
But
there you
here's
go.
the thing,
I mean,
like let's do the math on here real
Okay,
quick.
all
Let's
right.
say that you want it, you know, you're like you said, the future. Men are curfewed. They have to go home at 9. It's a desolate place, you know.
right.
And you want to graduate and you want to have a sex doll. So how much do you pay at a brothel for this as opposed to how much you could pay for just outright buying one? And then
Good
are there
question.
places you can rent or lease to own? That's the other question.
All questions, I guess.
Let's say this sex doll costs $5,000 to $10,000, and let's say the brothel charges you, I don't know, $20
Okay.
an hour. How many visits is that?
Yeah.
Quite a few. I mean,
was
I'll
like
put you
quite a
on the
few.
spot with the calculator here.
I mean, 500 if it costs 10,000.
500 visits.
500 visits.
Okay, so that's like a, you know, you have to
Kind of
get-
like an arcade versus buying one.
I would imagine there'd be closer to like 5,000 if I had to guess.
I mean, it'd probably be quality versus price. I mean, probably the $5,000 ones probably wouldn't be as
Well, I feel there's a movie about this. I know there is.
Cherry 2000.
There's a movie where the robots are getting abused. Oh, it's a Netflix series with I can't remember the name of it. And that was basically the entire concept of the program is that the people were abusing the robots. They were like killing them
I
and
know what you're
assaulting
ta-
them.
I
And
know what
I
you're
can't
talking
remember
about.
what it's called. It's a really good show. I wish I could think of the
I
name
mean, it's
of
not
it.
far off from Westworld either.
Yeah, true. Well, oh, there you go. Westworld's the same thing. So
Yeah.
I don't. People would be doing terrible things with these robots. Like imagine the worst thing you can think about times 1,000 is what.
Really,
they would
I
be.
think it would just mostly be just like sad,
Oh, no.
lonely. That's weird enough to even think
I
about.
don't know, man.
I think what's going to gravitate people towards robot sex workers would be the fact that they could do anything and have no repercussions. So I agree with David. I think.
I mean, maybe to a degree, but I think it's also going to be a lot of like.
I mean, a majority
incels
of
that-
people are just going to be lonely people. Yes,
Right.
I agree. But there are going to be some sickos out there that are going to, because there's no repercussions.
Senators, representatives, people that can't do this stuff legally will definitely. And then you fall back into people get blackmailed for it and all that. So it's a never-ending cycle. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that we're almost there. We're almost there, people. Like, don't sit here and think like we're not almost there with technology. We are. We're getting close.
Could you imagine that was your job? You had like a Uber job, and your job was to drive a sex doll to someone's home, like drop it off, and then like come back in an hour and pick it up.
We're not too far. You'd be a pimp at that point, pretty
Right.
much. I mean, you're pretty much a pimp. So if you can get on the tech,
What
of
would
that,
your pimp name be? Spacely Sprockets.
Oh man. So all right. Well, and Jason said, imagine if you could change the face, or if you can make it look like anyone you want to. That's even wilder. So
That's
things to
getting
think
a little
about.
creepy there.
Yeah, a little bit. So
Would you make it look like yourself? Is that what you would do?
I don't think I would. But I don't swing that way. But if I did, I might try it. So I don't know. I don't know what obviously people would get into celebrities would be like the top thing. But then they would start picking people like they have a crush on at work or someone they see.
A high school crush.
Yeah, stuff like that. It would
So here's the thing. What if you got a royalty on it, and then one day you get a check in the mail?
oh, no. Well, no,
But
actually.
then it just like kept coming in. Like,
Oh,
weekly.
that's a good twist. So if
I mean, I'd
yeah,
probably be flattered.
so I would too. If they used your likeness, you got paid for it. Oh, I'd be all about that. I mean, I don't think we'd get paid, but the one time we did, you'd be like, yeah, awesome. There we go.
Yeah, there's about 40,000 people that killed a robot that looked just like you, so they got to pay you for it.
But then,
Then I'd make some money.
but then pedophiles will get involved in it, and then you start to ask, is that better for them than actually raping children? So see how all this stuff, man, no one really thinks about it.
There's an extreme gray area. I
Yeah.
agree.
I mean, pedophiles would jump on it the hardest. Excuse the pun. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
So just to change gears, what
yeah.
what do you think about that presidential text that went out?
Yeah. So this week the presidential alert went out, and I'm sure everyone got it. How do they have our numbers? Are they literally just going through every number that exists in the world, or are the phone companies
The phone company
selling our data to the government?
The government just goes and says,
Give us the
Where
numbers.
the government
Well,
give
they-
us the numbers, probably.
How much information?
well,
are they
first
getting?
off, what you have to understand, and I have no evidence to back this up. This is just me being what's his face, Alex Jones. Alex Jones. Let me put my tinfoil hat on real quick. They already have a backdoor into all Verizon data and cell phone conversations, right? Like they've pretty much admitted it. And they're like, yeah, we use it to stop terrorism and all that. And people are like, oh, okay, Patriot Act, that's cool. So they're already all up in
That's cool.
they're already all up in AT&T and Verizon and stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
they make so much money. Like the government's like, we got to have this cut. So yeah, that's the easy part, getting the numbers.
So do you have a problem with this at all, or do you not really care?
I mean, I have a problem with like phrasing it as the new presidential emergency alert system. Like, could we not have just called it a FEMA alert system? Because Donald Trump was involved in this, and they're like, "Yo, Donald, hey DJ,
He all up in my DMs.
put down the basketball for a second, brother. We need you to sign this bill." And he's looked at it and he's like, "Oh, this needs the word presidential on it."
Is it a good thing or bad thing? Truthfully, then or is it just another? Like even when the Amber Alerts go off, I'm just like, all right, man. Like I don't know who's in this car. It's not even in my area. Like we're getting it for 14 counties away. I'm not going out looking for that tag number on a car. I mean, let's keep it real here. I understand that maybe somebody's driving behind the car, and so maybe that helps out. Hey, I understand it, but what is this going to send us? It's just going to be emergencies, or is it going to be like a state of the nation? He's going to start sending us text messages like treason.
I think it's-
like his tweets come out where it's just
So
one.
FEMA is an emergency management agency.
Okay.
That's their job. So it should only be used for national emergencies, for like in the last line of defense to get people where they're supposed to be, or for because. And here's the other thing, like they're not telling us, like they can send it to everyone, but they can probably isolate it to people they want as well.
Right.
So like people in the South. So if there was a flood in Nashville, they could send everyone an alert saying, here's where you need to go to evacuate and stuff like
Well,
that.
Jason, remember the Hawaii one where they sent that out and people thought they were literally dying?
that's
So if
true.
it creates panic. I just think if you alert too many people, it's going to just cause random chaos. panic attack. I mean, most of the time, the government's not going to alert you if anything's that bad. Like like you've seen the movie Armageddon. If an asteroid really was coming to hit the Earth, they would never tell us. Like, what would it accomplish? Like, what would it accomplish, John? Really, besides mass chaos, looting, rioting. It'd be like the Purge, but all the time. So I don't know, man. I don't need another alert on my phone. That's what I don't need. So I don't like the government sticking their nose in my business. If I want to know something bad's happening, I've got the news. I'll watch it.
But if this could save one life, don't you think it's worth it? It could
save one life, but they release our data. Is it worth it? No.
I mean, they're already releasing our data.
Well, they shouldn't be doing that. I mean, I'm back to that. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose, okay?
Nothing if it ain't free. This was free, brother. You didn't pay any extra.
Free? I pay a phone bill every month, brother. I didn't sign up for this. John, did you sign up for this service?
I did not sign up for this
service. Did you sign anything with your phone company that said they could allow to give out your number for emergency systems?
No.
Lee, do you have a different plan that I'm aware of?
I think so. They've already doing it with the Amber Alerts.
I don't like it.
But yeah, how much taxpayer money went into this? So
probably
that's the
bit.
better question.
Yeah,
It's not necessarily Verizon you need to question. It's your own taxpayers' dollars.
I don't know. And then Jason says, how many phones in prisons were found on that day? Because it was loud. It definitely, you could hear it,
that brings me to something else I was thinking about. I was talking to someone once, and they said they called 911, and their phone started vibrating loudly.
Really?
And they could track it or whatever. What if you were hiding in a closet and you called 911? And it started making that sound.
That'd be bad.
Anyway, so yeah, we're all in agreement. This is probably not the coolest thing ever.
Everything starts out with good intentions. Elon Musk starts out with good intentions. Donald Trump does. But the idea of alerting people starts off until we start getting his tweets sent to us every other 4 hours. So it's with treason, like stuff like that. It's like, oh no. And we couldn't stop it. You couldn't stop it.
I don't think Donald Trump actually has access to send out a tweet.
I don't know about that.
Why is it a presidential alert? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. He seriously saw it and was like, I want you. They were like, he was probably like, it needs to say Donald Trump tweet.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
They were like, we can't do that, DJ.
I'm sure.
And he was like, pitched a fit, and they had to give him some food, some McDonald's. And he calmed down a little bit.
Does you think he really likes McDonald's?
I mean,
still to this day.
I don't know.
Who doesn't like McDonald's French fries? Come on.
Yes. All right.
Yes, he does.
You're right.
Yes, he does.
Good. Okay.
Nothing's more American than McDonald's.
All right. Well, let us know what you thought about it. Tweet at us what you think about the alert. It is, before we get to Dear John, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Michael Anthony wanted us to let everyone know, in case you didn't know, this is the month to wear pink. So if you got a pink outfit, you like to wear it, rock it. Show, I don't know how these months work. We have African American History Month in February. We have Hispanic Heritage Month and another month, and we got Breast Cancer Awareness. Is it really doing anything for the cause? I hope it is. I mean, I guess it's something simple they can do, but we support it. I mean, we hate cancer. We love boobs, so we're in, all in on it. But hopefully, this helps, but we changed our icons to the pink color. So if it, as Lee said earlier, if it helps one person, then that's a good thing. But we do want to say we do know what month it is. We're looking forward to and we're going to do something. We'll get together and brainstorm it, and we'll get together and try to do something to kind of help out the cause. So if you got any suggestions, let us know. But monetarily, we'll try to help out.
I always like the Save the Tatas. That was my favorite tagline.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, tell Adam Pewitt just came in the chat of the Adam and JP show, a.k.a. Pod Casserole. So go check out the podcast. He said, did he miss Fortnight talk? You did. But if you want to add me, just send me a message. I would love to.
Just tell everyone your PlayStation
So I got two
Xbox
names. I got
whatever.
two names because my children play on them. I've been playing under my son's name, which is Do the Fresh.
No, you don't give out your son's account.
No, I play on it more than him. Do the Fresh.
Do the Fresh. That's on Xbox, right?
Add me on. No, that's on Switch.
Switch.
And then you can
Nintendo
add me.
Switch.
And
Do
my
the
other one's
Fresh.
D Brew, but it's DBR3W. So if you want to add me, let's squat it up. We can get a victory together. I can.
And that's the Xbox name, DBR3W.
Yeah, I want to win. This is seriously. I don't think anyone understands. This is like a life goal now. If I die without ever winning a game, I'll keep playing it until nobody's playing it and it's just me and one other guy.
You're like, woo.
And when I win, You will know about it. I'll make a video and everything. So.
All right, so this is what we need to do. We need to get everyone that listens to the show to queue up at the same time and then just feed you death.
It doesn't work like that, though.
Yeah, it does.
No, it's
you
random.
You can stream snipe people.
It's hard to do, though.
I mean, if there's 100 people, if we get 25 in, that's
we
fine.
have the technology.
Adam, Rusty, let's form a freaking squad, man. I've got all kinds of time on my hand. Okay, let's do this. All right. So.
Needs to happen soon.
I'm a 41-year-old man really talking about Fortnite more than anyone I know at this point. This is the other night I was
Can
up.
you do the dances?
Yes. I was
Can
up
you
at,
stand up and do one real quick?
I was up at night the other night, like at 12:30 at night. I literally pulled out my phone and started Googling how to aim better in Fortnite. And I spent like 30 to 40 minutes doing it. And you know what? It did help me. So
there you go.
And I am subscribed
Google,
to the
folks.
Reddit Fortnite. So come get at me. All right. Let's get to, we got Dear John this week. So John's going to try to get some advice. Let's do it. All right, time for Dear John. John's, we got an email this week. Someone needs help, so John Lee's going to read it, and John's going to try to give advice, and we'll see how it goes. Here we go.
This one comes in. Dear John, I'm a 37-year-old divorced mom of 2. I've recently gotten into relationships with 2 completely different men. One of them, Steve, has the life I've always wanted, and he says he loves me more than life itself. The other, Rick, I love more than life itself, but sometimes I have the feeling he doesn't love me as much as I do him. If I were to love Steve the way I love Rick, or if Rick were to love me the way Steve does, the decision would be clear. I could see myself making a life with either of them. I risk losing either one as a friend if I pick the other one. They both love my kids and I love theirs, both want to build a life with me. How do I decide which path to take? Once I choose, how do I not have questions or doubts about what might have been if I had chosen the other? Help from stuck in a love triangle.
So to reiterate for the listeners, woman's in love with 2 guys. Steve is the safe choice, but he's boring. Rick is the one she's crazy about, but Rick doesn't really like her. It sounds like it's out of a movie pretty much. So basically you got one guy that's safe, he's nice, but the other guy is not so safe, but that's who would like better. John? And she's got kids. And she's got kids, so don't forget that.
If you can't make the decision, then if it's going okay right now, you really like these guys, don't rush your decision. Just keep coasting.
Keep doing. Wait, hold on. Keep doing.
Coasting.
Keep doing both of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If it ain't broke,
brother, she's got kids. They're seeing both these dudes. You think that's good for them? If you had kids and you had 2 women that kept coming over, doing a little freaky freak, and they were leaving, you don't think
I'd be looking for somebody to give me a high five.
Oh my God! Hit the freaking alert, man.
John.
Oh man. John, between this and the gay talk, man, you better be writing down apologies for next week. Here's the thing, John. Don't you think that, I mean, teenage love is awesome. Let's all be honest. When you're young and you're first fall in love, it's the most amazing thing it's ever. Romeo and Juliet's entire basis of the entire play is teenage love. You know, it's really bad for you, but it feels good at the time. It's like a drug or anything else. As you get older, some people still chase that rush, and I understand that. But now you're 37. You have children. If you didn't have the children, I'd be like, John, who cares? Do them both. Keep doing them until the sun comes up. Who really cares? But with the kids being at it, you need to really evaluate your life and determine which one's going to make the better life for your kids, because that is your biggest thing right now, is to raise the kids correctly. And I'm sorry, but if Steve's, I mean, you say both of them want a life with you, but then you say Rick doesn't really want a life with you. So I'm a little bit confused about how that works.
Player.
I mean, what? I'm like, John, what?
Well, I mean, my thing is like it's not real love unless it's even on both sides.
Even?
Yeah, I think it's got to be even on both sides.
But at 37 with kids, do you need even love, or do you need a stable partner?
Money?
Yeah.
She doesn't. It doesn't seem like she needs either.
Well, everybody needs. I mean, essentially, you could argue everyone needs somebody.
Everybody needs a man, right?
I think Lee kind of hit that button on himself there.
We all need a connection, I believe, at some point in our lives. You know, most of us, sociopaths don't, things like that. But my choice, I would go with Steve if I was her. But at the same time, I understand that you know,
It makes the most sense.
feels
right?
good to be with Rick. Rick the Dick, you know. I mean, that's
What it comes
He's got
down
the
to.
dick, man.
Let me jump in here.
Okay.
Because I just learned something very valuable, and that's you got to Google the things you love. So I'm going to give her a keyword for Google.
Okay.
Polyamorous. Just
Okay.
Google that. Do a little research.
Okay.
This is kind of what John is saying, just a little bit more formalized.
A little more progressive.
Yes.
Maybe you could even look into the Church of Latter-day Saints. I've heard there's some, some
Uh-oh.
potential for having multiple,
No.
maybe not wives, but, you could be a trendsetter. Get some multiple husbands.
John, you must admit that
2018.
some sects of the church do still practice multiple
Polygamy.
wives.
They're not affiliated with the
But they
Latter-day
do.
Saints.
They call themselves that, though.
They call
Okay.
themselves Reformed or fundamentalist Mormons, I think.
Big
But-
love is all
But
about
they
it.
actually don't believe in a woman having two husbands. It's a husband having two wives. Right?
I don't know what they believe. It's
I'm just
not
saying
me.
it's
This is not
2018.
My
Wait a second,
church.
John. You just jumped on this thing like do them both, baby. Why don't you? Have you ever thought
I
about
didn't say marry them both.
Have you ever thought about jumping into this Reformed church, man? You could have it all, man. You could have like 4 or 5 wives, bro. You could be getting it nonstop. One cleans, one cooks, one gives you the goods, man. I mean, why not just take the jump, man? You could be the guy that changes it. You could be Bill Pullman from Big Love. You could be like the face. Did you watch that show?
No.
Okay, well, anyways, he becomes like the face of like polygamy. He's like running for Senate and all. It's a very crazy show. But anyway, and then Russ said, but they also arrange marriages for 15-year-olds. Well, no one's perfect. But look, so you're saying polyamorous, just take it to both of them and say, I like you both. Let's hook it
Yeah,
up.
like Brady Bunch without all the dead people,
Okay, well, there you go. Polyamorous moves. Yeah, you heard it on Dear John. There you go. All right. Now, I do want to get this out here. October, is it the 17th? We, Blame Your Brother, have been invited to the Nashville Scene's Best of Nashville event, and we will be going. We have been nominated by the amazing people that listen to the show, for Best Podcast in Nashville. So apparently, what I'm guessing is we got enough votes. I don't know if we won or not. They haven't announced that yet, but we have been invited to the event, which will be held at the War Memorial. And we're going there. No idea what's happening. We could win the award. We could lose, but it'd be a fun event. So we just want to say thank you so much for everyone that took time. And I know a lot of you did because you told me personally. Thank you so much for taking time to go in and vote for us. And we'll see what happens. But I feel great that we've been doing this now for 2 years. We did the 24-hour stream. We got a lot of traction in Nashville going in. At least we got enough votes now that we're on someone's radar, So thank you, honestly, so much for that. We really appreciate it. You guys have you download every week, you share the show, you go and leave the reviews and all that. And you took the time. And I know voting on these polls I hate doing it sometimes, but we appreciate you doing it. So we'll let you know more about that as it develops. But thank you, honestly, so much for that. So, all right, well, do we have any major keys this week? Do we have any life lessons? Let's see.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
That's not the key. I want the key.
Give us the key. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, it's time for the major key of the week where we take a life lesson from today's show and we plaster it up like the 10 Commandments or whatever the
All right, I got a couple this
All
week.
right.
Okay, the
Go
first
ahead.
one I got is jump on it the hardest. Keep coasting. If it ain't broke, and #brotherhusbands.
John, what are you feeling? Do you have anything?
Don't Google real doll while at work.
That's a good one.
All right, there we go.
Oh, that's
So
it?
That's it. So that's our major key of the week. Do not Google realdoll.com, whatever it is, while at work. You might lose your job and be laughed at by all your coworkers. That is your major key of the week. Some point. There we go. All right, so there you go. That's episode 111 in the books. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Chat was live tonight. A lot of great input, a lot of stuff I couldn't even read. You guys know who you are. Thanks so much for hanging out. And our dad joined Facebook Live. Me and Lee's dad was there checking the show out. I haven't seen.
We have talked about having both our sister and our dad. Maybe it's that time of the year.
Let's get them on. Dad, if you're still listening, Love to have you on. I haven't seen you in 7-8 years. But hey, if you want to come do the podcast, we got room for you. So that's always it's always fun to see his name pop in there. Family members are coming in left and right. So all right, go to the website, blameyourbrother.net. That's where you get all the goods, you know. Hey, all the past episodes are up there. Articles are on the website. So if you want to go read stuff by Adam Cox, our great writer, do that. Our friend Josh Baker has a new album out on Spotify, so we've retweeted that out. But the band name is called Short, S-H-O-R-T. He's put out a really good punk rock EP this week, which is outstanding. He writes for the website as well. So, you know, there's good stuff on there. There's links, Amazon link. If you're buying stuff through Amazon, click on that link. It helps us out, supports the show. We'd really appreciate it. You can buy shirts. We are streamed every Thursday at Radio Vegas Rocks. So if you go to radiovegas.rocks, you can listen to us and find other programs like Not Playing Stupids on there, our friends, our brothers in the podcasting game. And there's also a place where you can email the show. So if you want to send something to John, if you need some advice, or if you just want to tell us we're wrong, like Michael Anthony does every week, you can do that as well. Or if you just want to, you know, run us down like dogs, it's there anonymously, or give your real name. We don't care. And there's even an option to send a voicemail on the side of the website. So if you want to talk and be heard, we will gladly play those comments on the show. We love that. We love hearing from people. We love hearing from you. It makes the you know, the whole process worth it. So I guess you know, that's it. BlameYourBrother.net. And Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Welcome to Memory of the Week. Today is Thursday, October 4th, the 277th day of 2018. There are 88 days of the year. On October 4th, 1957, the space age began as the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite into orbit. That is today's Memory of the Week. David, John, Luke, back to you.
I love memories.